Vince McMahon rejected CM Punk to WWE, according to a report in Sports Illustrated by Dave Meltzer. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about what it means for the future and why it doesn't necessarily close the door for CM Punk to eventually join the biggest sports entertainment conglomerate in the world. Before I do, though, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Okay, so Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer newsletter wrote in Sports Illustrated this week about many things, including the WWE Payback pay-per-view, but of course, he had to mention CM Punk. So in the piece, Meltzer explains how back in 2019, Fox was pushing for CM Punk to join WWE. Of course, we all kind of knew that. There were a lot of overtures thrown publicly by Fox, most notably the fact that Punk was a part of the WWE backstage show on FS1 at the time, which, of course, was canceled during the pandemic. But it was clear that Fox wanted Punk. They wanted to have him as their guy. They wanted to have him on SmackDown as one of the leaders of the brand because they felt like he was a big enough name. So when the overtures were eventually made their way over to Vince McMahon, it seemed like he wasn't too keen on it. So according to this report, it said that around this time, Fox reportedly wanted WWE to bring Punk back in as an in-ring talent, but Vince McMahon wasn't having any of it, and the then WWE CEO made the decision not to re-sign Punk to the company. None of that should be surprising. We kind of knew that there were people in WWE who were pretty anti-Punk. I think, of course, whenever you have those legal letters and lawsuits that WWE and Punk went through, that's going to happen. I mean, this isn't just as simple as a wrestling signing. This is a very complicated both business and personal relationship that got pretty ugly. We forget the WWE lawsuit, or sorry, the Dr. Aman lawsuit against CM Punk was a very ugly thing because it not only pitted WWE against Punk, basically, or WWE allegedly against Punk, because the rumor goes, and logic would dictate that WWE was in some way supporting Aman's efforts in this lawsuit, right? And the theory is that they just kept funding it to kind of keep Punk in court for as long as possible. And when you have that, when you have the fact that this in many ways cost CM Punk the best personal relationship he had in the business at the time with Colt Cabana, it becomes a lot more difficult of a decision for both sides, right? Than just, is he or isn't he a good professional wrestler? Is he or isn't he a good fit for the company? Is WWE a good fit for him? And given that, even though, like, we've seen that back in 2020, there were signs that WWE did want CM Punk a little bit. I think when it was clear that he was going to AEW, there were definitely those in the company who probably felt like that was a missed opportunity. I doubt that there were many who publicly said it, and I don't think anyone publicly said it, but I think it's clear that when you have a guy like CM Punk who's proven to be a draw, proven to be a needle mover wherever he goes, odds are when you see him go over to the other company, there's going to be part of you that feels a certain way. And I don't think that the door is necessarily closed on Punk to WWE because, of course, he expressed interest in going back to WWE, not only in the latter part of 2022 following Brawl Out during his injury rehab, but also he went backstage, I should say, to a WWE event earlier this year, just a week or two before he was supposed to kick off his return on on Collision, excuse me. And that raised a lot of eyebrows, obviously. He said that he was there to just, mend fences and all that. But if I'm CM Punk, right, outside of having a clean conscience and all that stuff, I think the biggest reason you would want to mend fences would be because there's a possibility you might want to resign there eventually. And we know that Punk has the wrestling bug. He read a book, I believe, about Harley Race, if I'm not mistaken. And whatever happened there, he got the wrestling bug again. That's why he came back to AEW. Otherwise, he wanted a buyout last year. This is, again, public knowledge. CM Punk wanted a buyout from AEW and was likely going to walk away from professional wrestling again. So to have this happen, to have, Brawl In now happen, and we're at a place where CM Punk may or may not be in pro wrestling. We don't know. It certainly does. It certainly is very interesting. Last thing I will say about this is that if WWE does decide to get CM Punk, I think it's going to be for significantly less money than he would have gotten, a year ago, 2 years ago, definitely. And I think the controversies that surrounded him in AEW in many ways warrant that. But also, I think there are going to be those in WWE who are like, man, he was a problem there, and now he's going to become our problem. Like, that is a realistic conversation that will happen. And this is not me saying I'm anti-Punk. This is not me saying I'm pro-elite. This is not me saying anything about that. But it is just from a risk management standpoint, from making a decision that benefits your company and protects your company in many ways, that conversation that has to happen in WWE. Who's a part of it? You can expect Triple H to be there. You can expect Nick Khan to be at the table there. You can expect even representatives from Endeavor. I doubt Ari Emanuel will be there directly, but expect that. Fun times. We're still talking about CM Punk, guys. Let me know what you guys think, though, in the comments section. If CM Punk did go to WWE, who would you want to see him feud with? I would love to see Punk versus Roman Reigns. Great matchup there. But I want to hear from you guys. Let me know in the comment section below. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Until next time, be happy, be healthy, and as always, keep it real.